How's it going?
Good.
You getting them smooth?
Yep.
Hey y'all, so for those of you that watch my videos regularly, you probably noticed that I haven't been putting anything out for a few weeks now. My mother unexpectedly fell ill and we lost her a week ago today. But one thing about my mom, she loved to cook, so we're gonna stick with the campfire cooking tools this week, and we're gonna make a table to go with our other setup, because you got everything to cook with, you need a table to prep your food on and somewhere to sit down and eat. But this is going to be a pack up design where you can disassemble it and put it all in like a small area to pack in and out somewhere. But what I'm going to do, since I've already got a tripod forge, I'm going to borrow 2 legs off of it. I'm going to forge 2 more just like these, and then we're going to forge 2 crossbars out of probably 3/8. These are half. I've got 2 other pieces of 1/2 inch round cut to 4 foot, and once we get it all forged, I'll show you how to set it up. We'll get everything started here and we'll get going. So we're going to do these legs exactly the same way that we do the ones for the tripod. I'm going to taper out about 3 inches here down to a nice point, and then we'll put our hooks in. So as usual here, once we get our taper drawn out, we're going to turn it up on the corners and work it back to an octagon and then round it up. Now that we've got our tapers forged, it's time to put our little scroll end on. Just go right over the side of the anvil and start curving it. Work it back. Go ahead and start a little bend on that. Next step, we'll put it in the jig to turn the hook on. Go ahead and do our other one. I'm working 2 at a time here. Jig and a vise. Hook our little scroll end in there. Always got to make sure we knock something over while we're doing it. And there's our hook. See if I got enough room to do this. I'm gonna go past our hook just a little bit. And we're gonna break our jig. Oh well. Well, since the weld on my jig broke, we'll just go to the vise to do it. I can do this over the handle, but it's easier if you got something to hold. We'll get our bend in it there, and then I'll forge that down together and make it flat. That actually works a little bit easier. I might start doing it like that. So now I've got my hook in and my bend around. I'm going to bring it to the heel. And just forge that down flat together. There's our hook on the top of our leg. So now that we've got our hooks on our legs on the bottom end, we're just going to forge it down to a point. This doesn't have to be a really sharp point, just something. These I'm going to drive in the ground, but if I'm using them for a tripod, I just want them to stick in a little bit so the legs don't slide out. So now that we've got all of our legs made, we got to make the crossbars. And today for that, I'm going to use this 3/8 square bar, and we've got to make a loop on each end. I'm using 3 1x8s for the tabletop, so I need 24 inches in between the loops. Now, instead of sitting there and figuring out all the math, I'm going to cheat a little bit today. This is the jig I'm using, or the pipe that goes on the jig I'm using. And I'm gonna make a mark right here on it and start it, line it up right here on this end, roll it all the way around till it's back at the same spot, and make another mark. And that should be the length I need for my loop. So I need 24 inches in between. So we'll make us a mark there. And I'll do the same thing on this side. So we'll line our marks up, roll it all the way around until we're in the same position, and make us another mark. I'll cut that off, and this will be our crossbar. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these cut, and we'll throw them in the forge. And really all I have to do, no hammering on this, we'll just bend them around the jig and make a loop on each end. So once we get them up to heat, so we'll just come to our jig. Make us a complete circle. Then I'm going to come all the way back around. My camera's probably going to be right in the way, of course. But I want to get this eye centered if I can on the rod. I will have to hammer that just a little bit. Just to close it up. And that's basically it. I'll clean that up, make it a little more round, but do the same thing on the other end on both of our crossbars. So for our setup here, all I'm going to do, I've got my boards laid out as far as my length. I'm just going to go a couple inches from each end and place my crossbars so I know about where to drive my legs. So take your one leg, mixed legs. Just go to all four corners here. Now we'll take our crossbars and hook them on and lay our boards on. And the great thing about this design, you see it's not level. We'll just drive that side down a little bit more. Now we'll have us a nice camp table. But thank y'all for watching. That's it. That's all it is to it. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all have a good one.